Am I live? I hope so. I'm having some heart issues. What up, YouTube and friends? I hope everybody is having a marvelous Tuesday. Here in Colorado. Oh, I'm Kimberly, by the way, for those that don't know. I see the Shamrock Pixie in the house. Girl, what's up? Hey. Hip flipping mama. She says, hello, doll. Hello, hip flipping mama. You made my day yesterday when I saw that comment. That was just so awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We are live here in Colorado. There's quite actually a lot of snow on the ground. Well, a lot for so far this year. I have music again, like always, playing in the background. If you guys can hear it, let me know, because I have it playing off my old phone and not Amazon or Alexa, like I was trying to do in the other live videos. So let me know if you can hear it, because that would be tragic. But anyway, so yeah, it kind of was a little freak sort of short snowstorm. I woke up this morning, I was like, all right, well, I finally got through my desk pile. We're going to go to Goodwill. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to go get stuff. I'm not going to go get stuff. Don't do it. I want to make sure that everything I have is kind of listed, right now. So I know for sure I've at least gone through everything and gotten rid of what I absolutely am done and overlisting, or maybe bought and wasn't, right. So I'm having issues with my shirt here. So when I opened the front door this morning, there was a bunch of snow, which was a little shocking, because they have really been quite off lately on the weather, which, if anybody knows Colorado, wait 5 minutes because the weather is going to change. Here in just a couple days, it's supposed to be back to being 55. Most of all the snow that I was trudging through my sidewalk, on my sidewalk, is all melted, but it's just kind of on the grass and stuff like that. My window is right here. I have a big window. My live from my other lives, I had the camera positioned in another way, but I figured, well, if I'm going to chat a little bit and give some tips, I also need to remember that I have my own store to take care of. So I need to maybe be taking some pictures of the things that I collected last year that I didn't list or didn't get around to. There was a few trips I had made before the holidays that I just never listed. I sort of took it a little easier than normal, I guess, during the fourth quarter for, trying to resale. But it was really important to me because I just had, my fifth, to those of you that don't know, had my fifth heart surgery back in May. And it was a really kind of a scary one. So I really wanted to make sure that I spent as much quality time, especially with my immediate, being my parents and of course my kids. We had so much fun over the breaks. We always do. We usually take on some project to do. One year over winter break, we made a giant Mario castle, and I think it's on my Instagram, a picture of it. So go check it out. My Instagram is Life of Kimberly, which was my name before on YouTube, for those of you that I know. Let me see what's in the chat here. But yeah, so it was a really great winter break. And like I said, I need to get back to doing my thing because I don't want to get behind and then, financially kind of be not in, I guess, a good place. Not be stressed. I don't like to be stressed. Life's too short to be stressed, right? We can't always avoid it, but so I have a little setup, my little lights here, so that here in a little bit, I'm going to take some pictures of the things that I need to take pictures of. My light is acting a mess here. All right. I see Rosie's closet. What up, Thrifty Christy? What up? Yay! Everybody's just kind of saying hi to each other. Oh, and the dog. Yep. Come here. Violet. Coin dog. She's the best part, right? Y'all haven't met my dog? Here's my dog. Her name is Violet Rose. I call her Coin or Corn Dog for short. She is a very smart girl. She is a Chihuahua Schnauzer mix. Where's the Coin? Oh, she's being so ladylike, covering up her little lady parts down there with her tail. She's so good. She has the prettiest eyes. They're kind of hard to see in this light, but they're like golden, really pretty gold. And this is my favorite part. Fro now, girl. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's the princess of the house for sure. The cat is somewhere around here. That's another issue I have when I'm trying to figure out a place to not only kind of go live or film, but when I'm trying to take pictures, because I don't want my animals to have necessarily access to it or to jump on it. You know, I always make sure before I ship something that I at least check everything. And depending on the item, when I get it, I'll either wipe it up, clean it up for sure right away, and then kind of do a double check before I ship it out. Trying to catch up here on the chat. Miss Shamrock Pixie says we're supposed to get 5 to 7 inches tonight. Woo! Girl, that is a lot of snow. Yeah, I got my boots on today. Since, I shut off my slippers yesterday, I might as well show off my boots. I got my boots. Oh, and my school pants. And then my little, I don't know. Okay, honestly, I think it's kind of a sad bow. This part's kind of sad. I had it the other way earlier, and it just wasn't happening. I mean, it was like, yeah, it was looking sad, and I didn't want to have a sad bow. I love bows. I do. I used to make them as some extra money when I lived in Kansas, and I would hunt in Goodwill and other places and find your garage sales. I mean, people in small towns stash some things, let me tell you. They do in big towns too, but I think it's just because there's all those abandoned buildings and kind of stuff like that. But see the dog. I like the angle of the camera. Good. Yeah, I think I'm using some natural light today, which is, I thought, good. Shamrock says, Kim, I told Mama that we need to have you in our lives. You and Todd. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys are so awesome. I mean, really. I was so pumped today when I actually watched Todd's, who, those of you that don't know his YouTube channels, The Flippin' Hustler. Yeah, I was watching the one that he did yesterday, I think after I went live, and he mentioned my name, and I just wanted to die. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Like, how amazing is that? I truly am blessed to have kind of came across a bunch of y'all, and then, eventually built up the courage to kind of do my own thing also. And it's just, everybody really is great. And, as a support system, it's quite amazing, really. And we're all kind of, sort of like-minded in that sense, which is cool. Hip Flippin' Mama says, yes, Kim, we're going to have to do working live tonight. You meet Dad on my channel. Whoa! Oh, interesting. Interesting. I mean, I don't have my, I have to go get my, it depends, I guess, on what time it is. If I had my son, that would be a little crazy. I love my son very much, but he's my little monkey man. For sure. He's 7, but I do get my daughter today who's 13, and she is, so that wouldn't be, that might be possible. That just, again, I am honored that you guys would even take that into consideration. It's funny. So here's a little story. I know I still haven't got into my whole what my title was about, but so when I was in high school, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say I was necessarily like a super nerd, but I was definitely really, really shy. I had really big, thick glasses. I mean, to put makeup on, maybe eyeliner like later in life and later in high school, but I really never wanted to stand out. I mean, to wear skull leggings, with like I'm wearing a skirt. I guess I can't really step that far back, but oh, there's my cat. But yeah, to wear something that would bring any attention, yeah, no, would have never happened. So it's cool to have you guys say such amazing things, because I always felt in school like, the last kid was going to get picked for dodgeball or whatever. And mind you, I had all these heart problems when I was a kid because I was born with it. And I didn't really realize that they were problems being, not as athletic or slower in running or having to breathe. And I've never been super unfit. So I was always picked last, though. I was always picked last. You guys really make me feel amazing. Truly, truly, I am blessed. We are definitely like family. I'm going to catch up in the chat room here so that I can get to it. Yeah, 80s Madonna. Rosie says it's Cupo, kind of an 80s Madonna. True story. Yep. Like a virgin. Hi. Oh. Hip flipping Mama says, I love your energy. Yes, you were, because I've seen you in a few chats. We have come across each other. Probably about 7 to 8 Eastern. So that would be 2. I'm 2 hours difference. So that'd be 5. If it was 7. Yeah, and 6 if it was 8. I had to think about that. Yeah, we'll have to. That might be cool. Shamrock says, you call your son Monkey Man, and I have always called my daughter my chunky monkey. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he is my little monkey man. He definitely has lots of energy. He's very typical, 7, almost 8-year-old boy. My son and my daughter are definitely night and day. I remember when I found out I was pregnant with my son, and I was thinking, well, I got this. I already done this. I done this before. Like, this gonna be cake, right? Yeah. Who's laughing now? Well, I guess I am. But they are definitely different. My daughter, like, for example, in the toddler stages, if I put a little blanket down and set her on it, she wouldn't move from that little spot. If I did the same thing with my son, I mean, he'd already have the blanket, thrown, tossed somewhere, can't find it, like, because he's got it stashed, and he's climbing up, I don't know, making some ladder effect of stairs to get whatever it is he wants on the top shelf. He wants to be an American Ninja Warrior. That is like his goal, and which I think is really cool. I mean, I'm going to support anything really that my kids want to do. I also want them to realize that they need to be a little realistic about things. But a couple years ago, we'd been fans of American Ninja Warrior for quite a few years. And a couple years, I think it was 2 years ago? On the night before the last day of school, American Ninja Warrior came to town. And I was like, man, I mean, I had found out like 3 hours before. And I was all, I mean, this might have to happen. And I kept thinking to myself, am I I got to be the responsible mom. I need to let them go to their last, day and not be all tired. But then I thought to myself, man, like, this may not ever happen again. Who knows? They might not get this opportunity. And what a great memory, to make. I always try to instill it in my children that you could do whatever you put your mind to. Whatever it is, it may not go exactly as planned, but you can literally do whatever you put your mind to. You might have to jump a few hurdles to get there. So when I picked them up from school, I was like, oh, we're going to American Ninja Warrior. And they were like, what? And so we quickly got ready and went. And when we got there was a line, a really long line. I mean, mind you, I had literally just found out about this that, only a few hours before that. So I was like, oh boy. Luckily, that was the era of fidget spinners. And my children had brought their fidget spinners. Oh, fidget spinners. That will be a story for another time. And so they just, we sat in the line for 6 hours. But I met some really cool people, a really, really nice, amazing, polite family. And they had a bunch of younger boys right around my son's age who all had, guess what? Fidget spinners. So they had a great time. It was worth it to go. We got into the audience and I had my 5 seconds of fame as a speck in the audience. I know that I have pictures. I took a picture of the screen of my TV. I was like, look, there we are. I had worn an orange hoodie that day because, I am a Denver Broncos fan. So I wore an orange hoodie and I stood out. But anyways, there's my big old long story about my little monkey man and how he wants to be American Ninja Warrior. So back to, y'all, it is a double fisting kind of day. I'm just saying. I have tea on one side in a unicorn cup. I just needed a double dose of happiness. Just a double dose. And my SpongeBob cup has coffee in it. I didn't want to drink coffee out of one of the big giant ones because that is kind of a little too much caffeine. So I decided this morning to trudge out in the snow, and off to Goodwill I went. See, I'm having squirrel moments because that just reminded me of how people cannot drive in the snow. If you live in Colorado and you can't drive in the snow, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't live here. It's funny how people totally wig out, or they think because they're driving this big old, I got you think my truck is sexy, my big old giant Ford truck, that's weighs a bazillion tons. It's gonna make it through everything, but I don't have the back weighted down, so it's just gonna fishtail down all them hills. Like, this is not skiing territory. That'd be in the mountains. Go out west for that. They need to go out west for that. But yeah, it was interesting. It took me a little bit longer to get to Goodwill, which was it takes me like 7 minutes to get to Goodwill. I can't complain too much, but it's just funny. And of course, you have the people who are driving way too slow, and not all the roads here are necessarily flat. And, not at all, like in town. So if you're going slow and you're going up a hill, more than likely, if you're not going fast enough, you're not going to have the oomph to make it all the way up. So yeah, it was interesting. But either way, nobody died. I'm alive. We are all still here, blessed and alive. So yeah, I went and dropped off my death pile, and they actually had the bins like in the back instead of outside all lined up like they usually do when I drop off stuff. I just dropped stuff off that one because it's the closest one, but and it's really one of the ones that I like the most to shop at. So I decided, I'm not going to go in. So after I put my box in the bin and I got back in my car and made a right And then I looked and I made another right into the parking lot. I did. I mean, I had been so good. I hadn't gone inside of a Goodwill in, well, over a month. I was trying not to be too, well, hoarderish. Sorry, that's my phone. Just borderline hoarderish, right? Right. So I pulled into the parking lot and I said to myself, well, I don't really necessarily need to buy a whole bunch of stuff, but I know from past experiences that I can source on a budget. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to do what I started out doing, which was when I literally had no money to really source. And I'd get change or something. And I'd go into Goodwill with $1, $1 or $2 in change. Seriously, in change. So I took my couple dollars and I was like, I'll make a quick trip. I know I could do this scope through, find something that I can at least sell or, 20 of them, or something, or make, some money off of. I mean, my investment obviously is going to be $2 or less. If you're trying to cover all your bills, you better be really lucky to always consistently find something that's going to cover a whole lot of money. I have a few times found items for 99 cents and sold them for multiple, hundreds of dollars. I wish, my eBay got hacked. I mentioned this yesterday. My eBay got hacked back in like July or August, and it took down all of my solds, all of my listings, everything. It was such a fiasco. I kept calling eBay and they kept fixing it, and then finally, because it just kept happening and I couldn't get in, it just blank slated it. So the only way I can track what it was is through PayPal. But I mean, so for example, I found a vase that was, not very, very tall. It was by Paul Harry, and I found it for 99 cents, and it was really, really beautiful. I loved it so much. It sat in here for like a month or so just because I couldn't get rid of it quite then, but that sold for a couple hundred. That was pretty awesome. It was had all this kind of color like spread through it. It was really, really pretty. And then there's a few times I've come across some music boxes that were pretty cheap, and that was just because they were kind of turned too much, and so they weren't working. So anybody who was trying to work it inside of there, did not. And there's some other things. A lot of more figurines. Figurines is another thing that I've come across. Ones that, I mean, we're not talking like precious moments type of things. More things that are unusual. I mean, I've been shopping at Goodwill since I was, my whole life pretty much, since my parents moved to Colorado when I was 3. So I know it's a little bit unusual, but yeah. So I took my $2 into Goodwill and I was like, well, I want to be quick. I want to get back, maybe try to go live and take some pictures of some stuff before I have to go get my child later and from school. So I ran into Goodwill and I was scoping out. And although I found plenty of things that were in they were more than $2. They were like 3 or 4, and they weren't big enough of a profit, for me to go run out and try to grab my wallet. And I kept thinking to myself, man, I really got to do what I need, to do. It was almost like, can I do it kind of thing. But so I did find one thing, and it made me laugh so hard. I mean, it's not really worth a lot, but it made my day. And as I was going through the aisles, and how ironic that I couldn't find any 99-cent bags. I mean, I was in there thinking, I'm going to find out, because I usually have really good luck doing that. And finding something like right away. And it wasn't until the very last second, the last part of the Goodwill that I went into, and I found the item that was just perfect. If you have any small, well, maybe not toddler age, but it's I don't know, borderline inappropriate. But I will cover part of it. Don't worry, it's not as bad as you think. But it made me laugh so much. I'm gonna put this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put this on eBay. I like having things that are a little not as typical. There's quite a few comps for this, but anyways, I'll cover her. I'm sorry, I just can't. Anyways, we're gonna show her. All right, before I sort of uncover, does anybody know what this is? I tend to, when I go into Goodwill, if I see something wooden, I like flock to it, because I usually try to look immediately for a mark, because I've noticed that it's really hard unless it's like your niche and you know that area real well. There's a lot of things that are just, a signature like scratched in that isn't very legible. So, all right. So anyways, Rosie says fertility doll, that is mighty good guess. Maybe I'll turn her around when I show you what she does. Ooh. Tanny men watching, I'm sorry. That's a hint. I can't get over it. All right, I'm going to show you. You ready to be mighty amused? She is, I'll turn around, a nutcracker. You know that somebody's going to buy this on eBay. Somebody will buy this. It's really light. Yeah, so she's got some nips showing. So I won't, I don't know if my kids ever watch my videos, but they might be like mortified. Isn't that funny? Yeah, she's nutcracker. Yeah, sorry if I get all up in her lady parts. Sorry. I feel like I'm violating her. Anyways, so you put the little nut right here. Put the nuts right here. And just gonna show. Oh, I just showed the wrong area. Peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut butter, and jelly. I just can't get over it. Anyways, that's pretty hilarious. I have 4 brothers. I mean, maybe I'll just save it and give it to one of them for their birthday. If I gave it to my man, he might be scared. I thought it was really funny. I had gone to Oregon over the summer, and my grandparents live up in Hillsboro. Oh, that reminds me. Grandma, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, so we went to Oregon, and they live up in Hillsboro, and it's like tree country there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. They have all these walnut trees. Well, that time of year, and it's incredible to go. I don't know if I could ever live necessarily in Oregon, because I went before during the spring, and it was really cloudy and rainy all the time, and I'm so used to all the sun that we have in Colorado. It's one of the sunniest states, or I think the sun comes out more days out of the year. That's what it is. I don't know if I could live without the sun that much. I like it here. I've lived in a few other states, and it just, it just wasn't that great. I mean, although people in the Denver area are very busy and they move fast, and someday I want to live in the mountains, but Colorado, just in general, I like better. I went to, here's an example. I went to, I better move my little lady over here. Whoa, buddy. I'm going to move some of the stuff over and I'm going to take pictures of. Actually, hope everybody else is having a fabulous day. So who all has snow? Or it's about to snow? Or maybe not. Does it snow? Do you live somewhere where it doesn't snow? That would be weird. That would be strange. That would be weird. It hasn't really snowed, honestly, a whole lot. And I got to get my little toolbox out here. Rosie says, hardly ever get snow here. And do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, snow is, most people, I don't know. I mean, if you're a snow bunny, then by all means, you need to be living in a state where there's lots of snow, but good thing. Yeah, my mom lives in Arizona for part of the year, like during the winters. I just keep messing with this. And anyways, it's really hard on her, the winters here. So, yeah, like I said, I want to live a small town someday in the mountains, but I am quite some time off from that happening. There's a lot of, well, number one, sourcing is so easy here, but number two, I am divorced, so I don't want to take my kids away from their dad, so I need to stick around closer so that they can see him, and it's just easier. When I lived in Kansas, the store was an hour away. Like, there was the convenience store in town, but it was a gas station. Sorry, actually, that was the thing across the street with the two little sort of gas station, like the gas pumps that, had the numbers, like on a little turny thing. But the store was a like convenience store / bar / restaurant. So not that, that was really a big deal, but the fact that I lived an hour away, it was hard to be a mom and have, not only did, was there no school in town, the closest school was, half an hour away. So, well, like 25 minutes away, and that kind of stunk. It was a really good experience to go from the city to a small town, because it's definitely different. It really is. It really is. Everybody's a lot more, I wouldn't, maybe not necessarily laid back, but like they're not in a hurry. If you run into anybody in a small town, just know that you're going to have to, well, you don't have to, but they're going to talk your ear off. So if you run into, good old Earl down the street, Earl's going to tell you about them hills out west and how to get to Uncle Jed's house, the one, the farmhouse down there, on that one street, where your son flipped over his damn derby car. Yeah. No, literally, that happened. Conversation happened very similar to that when I first moved to the small town. The mailman was telling me, I said, well, how do you figure out direction around here? Because in Colorado, I just look out west and I see the mountains. And he said, well, we got mountains here. We got hills here. You just look out west, you could see the hill. And I'm like, them mosquito bites out there? Those are not hills. Not hills, people. Not hills. Oh, my man texts me. He says he loves me. I'm going to text him right back, and then I'm going to open up my camera here. I'll open my camera. All right. Let's see. Hardly ever get snow. It's a good thing. Shamrock Pixie says, we hate snow. It's rough on our bodies. It is. It is really rough. I'm not a fan of the snow, but I'm also not a fan of the heat. I know. Does that make a whole lot of sense? Like I wish it could be like 72 all year long. That'd be perfect temperature. I mean, really ideal. It would be awesome if it didn't rain or snow, but we need that. And that's one of the reasons it's so beautiful here. Excuse me for one moment while I be rude and text my man back real fast. My man got me a new phone for Christmas, and this is actually the first time I'll be using it to take pictures of eBay items, which is pretty cool. It has really got quite a crystal clear screen. I was curious as to how the white background, I got some shadows going on here, would be. These are pretty. So all I have back here, so I have this big giant window. I have a camping table. It's a fold up camping table. I don't have the room in my plate or in our house to necessarily keep something huge set up for a picture area. I have my desk, which is really awesome, but so I have a little camping table that folds, that's white, and it folds into, and I could stash it real easy behind things. I normally will take pictures actually on the top of my desk. It's like a secretary desk where it folds up, and I'll just use my little, I'll show you because I have it clipped. But, use this type for smalls or whatever. And then I also have like, things like this, which is that, that poster board like I used to use for science projects where it was in sections. One big side. Well, there's the other part. So I'll use the other part as a background for bigger things. And then I just clip my little board. Actually, I clip it to my blinds. Like I just use these little clips. They have a little rubber thing. I really like these. I use these for all kinds of stuff. But I need to get my lighting here a little better. Man, I sure wish I could play music. Ay, music makes me happy. Music makes me happy. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I hope y'all don't mind me singing. I don't think I'm the best singer, but I like singing and it makes me happy. And if you ever feel the need to be happy, then you do what you love. So I do what I love, and that's singing. Rosa says, I'm in Vegas now, but I'm from Cali, where it's always 75. Where in California? I was born in California. Now, when I usually tell people that, then they start, going into great detail. Mind you, I lived in California for only 3 years of my life, but I did go back through my childhood almost every summer, pretty much every summer, and visit my grandparents. The ones who live in Oregon, they used to live in California. So yeah, that's I was born in Yorba Linda. I was born in Yorba Linda, Orange, LA, Anaheim area. Nice. Yeah, I still have a sister who lives out there, out in Cali. That's where both my parents who lived their whole lives up until they moved here. Nice. SoCal, headed to that area this weekend. Yeah, it makes me think of Disneyland and how I want to take my kids so bad to Disneyland. I want to go to Disney World, but what stopped me from booking a trip to Disney World is every time I go, And maybe it's, I just need to test it out. But every time I go somewhere where it's really humid, I get sick and like, and chest infection, can't breathe. And I don't know if that's maybe before because of all my heart problems. And yes, I have a pacemaker, but I don't have to worry about that rapid beat, all the time. So I think my immune system's better now. There's a lot of things that I have changed since I went there, but I've always been kind of afraid to go to Florida because of my last experience and being so miserably sick. Like, it was beautiful and I couldn't even enjoy myself because I was so sick. My grandpa helped build Disney World in Florida. Oh, girl, so you are killing me here on those. She is like my sister from another mister. I was actually thinking of you last night and your other YouTube name. It's still funny. Still funny. I won't out you again, I tell everybody what it was. But that's crazy that you say that about your grandpa, because my grandpa and my dad helped build some of the rides in Disneyland. So I think that is so cool. That is so cool. It was, what's that space one? Oh, I don't know if you it's like the whole thing is dark. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been to Disneyland. But that is so cool. Yeah, Space Mountain. And then the one that is like snowy. It's been forever. It has been so long. I loved Disneyland. I wanted to be a Disney princess. That was my goal. I wasn't like my son and wanted to be some American Ninja Warrior. Well, now he says American Ninja Warrior and architect. Yeah. But I wanted to be a Disney princess. I did. I wanted to be a Matterhorn. Yeah. Exactly. Makes me want to go there. Thrifty Christie says, I live in Oklahoma and am from more central area, California. The heat takes a bit to get used to there. The humidity sucks. Yeah, humidity is no good. When I lived in Kansas, it took me a couple weeks to kind of get used to. For sure. All right, I'm having my squirrel moments. Y'all supposed to be telling me squirrel, like I told you the other day. Oh, I act like I've made so many videos. Told one yesterday. Where I get off track. That's what my children and my man does. Tells me squirrel. Especially if we're in the store, because I have the worst time like going, oh, I could probably sell that. Oh, I could sell that. I was watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel, or is that what it is? We're only a couple episodes into it. Me and my man watch it. And I was watching her, and she's just hilarious as that show. I love her so much. I love her. She's my spirit animal. She's my new spirit animal. Yesterday, it was Janis Joplin. Today, it is Midge Maisel. She is just darling. I love her. I have so many dresses that are just like hers, and it makes, I want summer to come. Summer. Summer loving had me a blast. Summer loving. Met a boy, cute as can be. Summer days drifting away. The summer night. Walla. Oh. Tell me more. Sing a little Grease. I had some Moulin Rouge stuck in my head earlier. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Moulin Rouge, but excuse me, I'm going to turn my heat down. I'll be back in one brief moment. I'm not really walking that far, but It is mighty hot. Do-do-do. Oh. I don't know what happened to my music. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amen. Yeah. Dear Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? Actually, don't buy me a Mercedes-Benz. I don't want to drive a Mercedes-Benz. No. Oh, come on, music. What are we doing here? Oh, that's what it is. It's not working. But anyways, I was talking about Moulin Rouge. That I don't know if you guys have seen that. She's all, love is a many splendid thing. Love lifts us up where we belong. All you need is love. Oh, please don't start that again. All you need is love. A girl has got to eat. All you need is love. She'll end up on the street. All you need is love. Love is just a game. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. The only way you're loving me, baby, is to pay a lovely fee. Just one night. Just one night. There's no way, 'cause you can't pay. In the name of love. One night in the name of love. You crazy fool. I won't give in to you. Don't leave me this way. I've got some shadows in my picture. It's making me crazy. Oh. We could be heroes forever and ever. We could be heroes forever and ever. We could be heroes. Y'all, the sun sort of went away and I am having some lighting. Now I am having some lighting issues. See, here's the part I didn't do. I didn't test this out. Like a silly Willy. I don't be I don't be rude. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at these trolls. Ooh, I like this picture. There's still a little shadow in it, but that's right. This isn't a high dollar item. I'm taking a picture of its mug. So I ain't gonna take all that time to take a picture of it. I'm not sure how to work my camera though on my phone. I really don't want to have to crop. Like I like to get the right shot right away and not have to mess around with the picture. You don't need all this fancy cameras and all that, and I'm sure that it is quite convenient, or I don't know if it's easier, if you do have all that set up and all that amazingness, but phones do really quite well. The phone that I had before, I had for a couple of years, and that's what I was using, and although it doesn't take, as white as photos as this phone does, but You just have to adjust the light in it, and it's just fine. And the main thing is that first, you have to think like everybody's going to look at it, every listing from a phone, because I mean, I hate to break it to y'all, as much as people, think that technology and all that, they could just not have to deal with it. Like, it's the era, everybody does a whole lot on their phones. So you need to be mindful that, like, if you were shopping on your phone, are you going to pick something that you have to stop and zoom in and kind of look like, or find your readers and you're trying to look, through, and no, just, yeah, it's really not good to do that. Quality of pictures, again, I'm going to say it a million times over and over. Just like I learned in the food industry, quality of product is important. The same thing applies to, your listings. Like the quality, if you take a little time and people see that you took maybe a little bit of time, they're going to think that, well, if they took the time to do that, then they, took the time to maybe take care of the item. I know plenty of people, I've looked at people's stores and seen, some that don't have maybe the greatest pictures, but you also have to keep in mind maybe how long they've been on eBay. If you have so much feedback and all that kind of stuff and you've been on there forever, like, people, you're going to be up in those listings and stuff. So you got to do whatever you can. So having an amazing picture so that people don't just scroll right past you is key, really. That first one, don't take some picture all the way back and leave it like that. I mean, you could, but you need to zoom in. You need to have that first one all the way right around that object, as close as you can get, corner to corner. Like when I worked at my family's consignment shop, I learned there too that displaying a product and how it was done, really, or showcased, was really important. Like, for example, the places that had, furniture, dresser, all in one area, that may work for people who already have exactly kind of a specific that they're going to, but more times than not, like, people like to see it kind of as a whole, even if it's not exactly their type of design. But so we would set up the areas as each little room, and we would put, little, like if it was a dining room table, then, we'd maybe put some cups on it or whatever. And it was not surprising to me, but more times than not, people would either buy all of the room, or like the furniture in it, they love the whole setup, or they'll buy the accessories because they see it, they picture it. They could see it in their place. It's not hidden. I'm a treasure hunter. Don't get me wrong. I love to dig through stuff. That is exactly what I was doing in Goodwill. There is a few people who use that Goodwill for sourcing, and I know it for a couple of reasons. Number one, somebody is taking the labels off the bottom and looking to see if there's markings underneath, which I understand, but it's also kind of rude. Really, it's kind of rude, but don't be trashy. Don't be a trashy reseller. Don't be like that. I get that you want to see labels, and it drives me absolutely bonkers that they do that. But there are ways to maybe peek under the label, or, to even grab your phone out, put the item on the stinking floor, get your eBay app out, search the item, and if you can bring it up right away, then guess what? It's going to probably be real easy to list. You have to search forever to find it. Like, more than likely, it's probably not worth all that. You'll get to know once you just continue to sell, like, you figure it out. But yeah, so there's somebody in the Goodwill I go to. They stash things. And better not be giving out all my secrets. No, I'm just kidding. They stash things in bins that have a lot of other things in it, like inside of, like, the section where there's gift wrap or ribbon or whatever. I've seen smalls in there. I've found napkin rings, like in baggies. I've found salt and pepper shakers, in baggies. I've found things that people's, I don't know if they're putting it in there to break it open and look inside of it. I'm not really sure, but I have found a lot of cool things on the bottom shelf. I mean, kind of stinks to always have to go down, to do that, but heck, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. It really is. But they stash things. So they stash things for a couple of reasons. Number one, because they want to wait till it goes down on the colored tag, whatever color that day is. Number two, it's also sometimes the people who actually work there, volunteers and stuff, stash their stuff until later after their shift. Or it could be absolutely nothing. It's just somebody was walking through the thing and, was pondering, should I buy it or not? But that also kind of intrigues me when I think about it like that, because I'm like, well, what made this person not buy this? It's because they didn't have enough money? Is it because there's something wrong with it? So I thought that was. Anybody know what this is? There's some. So I kind of got this, I don't know, a little while back for, I'm pretty sure 20 cents or maybe something like that. But it has a little, what drew me to it is number one, the color. I mean, it's got great eye appeal. I know it's just a little mug. I was using it. I like to do that. I'll use a mug for a little bit, as in I'll sell it, because we just have so many. And I said, I can't see it. A bite. Oh, man. Oh, nuts. I can't show it. I don't care. All over. Okay, well, we're just kidding. Anyway, so I'll just read you the letters. It's in some other language. The first word is G-A-L. And then the next word is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't want to offend anybody. And maybe it's a bad word. I don't know. Anyways, the second word is A-T-S-I-G-E-R-I-A-M ? So I don't know, but I just thought he just had the cutest little, made me happy. Hey, Mama Harper, I have drank quite a few cups of tea out of it. And I just think he is so cute. All right. On to the next thing. So there was a listing that I wanted to fix. And I think I'm going to, since I have them sitting right next to me. See, I need to watch jewelry videos. More and more of them. I've never been a fashionista. I've always just, I either A, get my clothes as a gift, or B, I buy from Goodwill. Like, I'm one of those people who are, or a thrift store or garage sale or whatever, who are super proud if I can make my whole entire outfit for under $2. I'm like, hey, looking fabulous, I'm all proud. My mom's the same way. She'll be like, love your shirt. Like, love your shirt. She'll be, I got it for $1. I'm like, got my pants for $1. Yeah. She done good. She done good on teaching me. So I have these little earrings that I got in a bag, a jewelry bag that was free. I had helped somebody out at a garage sale, like watch a garage sale and help them list a few things for like an hour. And they gave me like 20 pairs of shoes and a whole bag of jewelry and was like, I don't care what you do with it. Keep what you want. I'm not untangling it. I'm not dealing with it. You can have it. So I took out what I liked, listed already a ton of it, and have already sold it, but not a ton. I'm talking now. I'm telling a story about, I went out fishing and I caught that fish, that one fish out there in the river. Caught that fish and it was like this big. And the next person you see, yeah, I went fishing this weekend. I went fishing. I had such a great, you won't believe the size of the fish that I caught. It was like that big. I cracked myself up. I'm gonna have to catch up here. I start rambling and then I'm like, oh, I have about FYI, I have about 20 minutes and then I have to probably get off because I need to do a few chores. I also need to figure out what I'm cooking for dinner so that I can have the evening kind of run smoothly. I'm thinking about making breakfast because I really like eating breakfast for dinner. And I have all kinds of little pans that have, I have a pan that's I don't know, cake or a cupcake pan or whatever you want to call it. And they have different shapes, molds, so you can mold things into them. But I have a skull one, and I have a snowman one, and a gingerbread, like little gingerbread man shaped one. So I make pancakes in that, and it works really well. To any of you that have to make the cool thing about the thicker ones is, it's like having multiple pancakes, but it works really, really, really well to cook pancakes inside of those. And, I turn the temperature down, the altitude is different here. So I don't want to tell you a certain degree and then it'd be different, but it's usually it depends on how long I have ahead, but between 375 and 400. And they're fairly easy, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the thickness. And I don't have to worry about the bad thing about cooking breakfast is when you have so many things, like trying to cook, I like my meal, all of it to be warm. So I thought that was a really good idea, especially with how hectic our evenings when I have both my kids here are. So I go to a charter school and the homework is no joke. So it takes him quite some time, and I'm usually helping my son. So I try to be smart about dinner. I really need to catch up in this chat here. I'm having squirrel moments. Squirrel. One day I'll fly away. That's another song that was in Moulin Rouge. I mean, I took a bunch of other songs, parts of it, and made it into a song. But on quite a few. The other one I really like is the Never Knew I Could Feel Like This, like I've never seen the sky before. Want to vanish inside your keys. Every day I love you more and more. Listen to your heart. Can you hear it sing? Telling me to give you everything. Seasons may change, winter to spring, but I love you, all my YouTube friends, until the end of time. Catching up on the chat. All right. What's Thrifty Christy asks, what thongs? Ooh, girl. No, I'm just kidding. She did not say anything about thongs. I have that nutcracker lady over there in my brain or something. She says, what songs pop in your head at random? It just really depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll be doing something and it will remind me. I'll just think of a song. I'm a goofball. For example, here's an example. When I'm cleaning my floor, I have a lot of songs, like Disney songs, Cinderella, for example, that comes in my head. So I'll just start singing, sing sweet nightingale. I like all kinds of songs though. I mean, my mom loved Elvis. She loved Celine Dion. And my dad loved Jimmy Buffett and the Eagles, and I can't remember, but they really had kind of a broad, eclectic, like Queen. I love me some Queen. I saw the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know if anybody's seen that movie, but it was amazing. It moved me. I know that that's one of the songs that you can't cover. I know it's on the list for YouTube. Hip flipping moments and sorry, I had a meeting. Oh, girl, you're all right. It's all good. Rosie says, I use my phone for all my pictures. Yeah, right? Like phones are amazing. Really, really quite amazing. I have kind of a couple Christmases ago, learning lessons, right? So I have a tendency to help people, and I'm so nice that people like to walk on me sometimes, but I'm working on that. But anyways, a few years ago, many months ago, I had helped some friends out who were worried about a place to live, and they had some small children, and the small children were friends with my son. So I, didn't want to see them even in a shelter. I know how hard it is. I don't personally know, but I know it would be hard because shelter lines are like 5 o'clock, or that's the cutoff or something. The time school got out at 4, so it's, that would be crazy. So I offered to them for them to move in with me until they, got on their feet. It was very tight fit. Definitely another learning lesson. But unfortunately, one of the people who live there had a brother come when I was not there, and he stole my camera that I got. I know it was like right after Christmas, because I had my man and I, who I've been with for 4 years, we had our first Christmas on that. And somebody stole a camera, and I was so mad about it. And I went on this whole thing forever and ever about how I was like, I want a camera, because I love to take pictures, not just for eBay. Like, I'm an artiste, and I'm not a professional photographer. I've taken classes, but I love the birds. I have a few outside of my window. I have a few bird feeders, and so I like taking pictures. But the newer phones, the one I got, whatever it was, 2 years ago, the camera on it is amazing. And then this one is really, really amazing. Okay. I swear I'm getting to the chat here. I'm having squirrel moments. I'm going to read all the way down now. I'm going to try here. I'm going to focus. I think it's more about the lighting. Rosie says, I think it's more about the lighting than the camera. I agree to that. I really do. And people sometimes think that, you have to get expensive lighting, and you really don't. You just might have to maybe choose the time of day that you do it. Like, before I had better light bulbs, I was taking photos in my kitchen because during certain times, like between 2 and I think it was 3:30 or something like that. Well, right about now, the sun through the windows was the best. So I did what I had to do. Had a meeting. Kimmy want to go live tonight? Hip flipping mama says, Kimmy want to go live tonight? Ooh, makes me nervous. Which is silly because I'm live right now. Well, see, now you got me all jumbled. I'm knocking things over. I as long as nobody's really embarrassed by my slight craziness, I'm just happy more times than not. Life's too short to be serious sometimes. I mean, really, I'm not perfect. I've wasted plenty of time being overly upset about something absolutely silly. But so here's the deal. I am down to do that hip flipping mama, but I have to find my Trex. That's the only part I'm worried about. My headphones. I guess if not, I can use my other earphones because it'll be a lot louder in here. And that's the part, I don't want my man necessarily to feel like, oh, he doesn't really like being on camera. Well, he hates it. I don't blame him. I don't like being on camera either, but That way he can do whatever he, wants to do. He's such a good man, such a good, hardworking man. I use my phone. Well, so here's another thing I just thought about is, don't we have to use like the Google Hangout thing? Because I'm not sure how to do that. Not always the best pictures. Thrifty Christy says, I use my phone too. Not always the best pictures, but all I can afford. Girl, like you do whichever you got to do. And there are so many people, really, honestly, that don't have the greatest picture. It just needs to be, you need to be able to really showcase the item. And even if you have to, show flaws, that's not a big deal at all. Like fly it up because you're going to get less complaints, really. I was talking yesterday about how I hadn't had any refunds on basically anything ever in all my time of, trying to resell on different types of platforms and even in person. And I think it's because I'm just straight up and honest. I really try to be because I'm on my little Jiminy Cricket. Well, he just feels better. But also I don't have to worry or sweat it, Okay, I use my phone as camera as well. That's what everybody kind of seems to be saying. Samsung Galaxy Luna J3. That's what Thrifty Christy said. Yeah, I love Samsung. That's what my phone is, actually, a Samsung phone. And then my kids for Christmas, by golly, them babies are spoiled. They got Samsung Tab 9s. They love it. They love it. They were so excited. That video is, I do have a video of them opening that. It's twas the week before Christmas. Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the house. Not a creature was stirring. Actually, there was a whole lot stirring. We were some crazy fun-making fools. We were just funning all over the place. Jenna, Dirty Christy says she's making, breakfast for dinner. Sausage and biscuits. Yum! Pepper gravy. I am in. I ain't judging you, girl. I do try, to be mindful of what I put in my body, but at the same time, I don't want to stress, so crazy about it. It's just you got to watch, really, the biggest thing is you got to watch your portions and don't necessarily over a day or anything like that. But I just want people to be healthy and happy, really. That's the most important part. So if you're healthy and happy with the habits you have, then by all means, go right ahead. I'm coming over, yeah. Kitchen magic. So Christy says, put love in everything you cook and it turns out awesome. True story. I hear someone say a word and a song pops in my head sometime. That's funny. That's really funny. I'm the same way. Or if I'm in a mood and something I can't help it. I constantly have music in my head all the time. We're going live tonight. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know what? I'm going to make it work. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and we are going to do this. But we have to figure out how to do this. Okay? Oh, I can't believe I just did that because I don't even like that girl, the Kurt girl. Oh, Kurt! Oh, Kurt! I'm like, girl, are you a bird? She's beautiful, though. The Kurt girl. Oh, Kurt! My dog's trying to jump up here now. Gorgeous voice chick. Oh, so sweet. I'm telling you, maybe I still have a shot at being a Disney princess. Yeah. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's it and what it galore. One thing about I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want to hoard more. It's reseller life. We're slightly borderline hoarderish. We like our stuff so we can sell it. Making some money wherever we can. Live tonight, you, me, Pixie. Ooh, I love her. Yeah. Oh, see, I don't know why. See, I need some mods or something. I don't know. How do I do that? How do I make people moderate us? Oh, okay, girl. I got you, girl. Oh, we're gonna put that. We're gonna hide that. Wait, how do I hide that? Oh, crud. We never know. We never know. We never know. Everyone here has my number. Girl! Yeah. I'm gonna write that shiz down. So what time we figure that out? Because I have to go get my kid literally in an hour. But I think we can make that work. That'd be exciting. Oh, okay. Next to her name. See, this is how much of a noob I am. Go to the three dots. Okay. Oh, special moment happening. Special moment happening. About to officially assign my first mod. Gotta do it. I gotta do it to my little Irish friend. My little Irish blonde. Bam! And of course, hip flipping mama. Yeah. Y'all are so awesome. For sure I will. I'll definitely call you when I get off of here and I am running around trying to do my last things. I'll multitask. Yay! Okay, so now your name is a different color, which is awesome. That's cool. So you know who I only have a ranch in one chat. I haven't been as much on the lives though lately. I think that's part of why. But Beth, Miss 10 Hearts, she gave me a ranch and it made me feel so special. I love her. Beth, if you ever watch this, girl, I love you. That's awesome because I always wondered about what I was going to do if there was any trolls. Like, because people are mean, but I figured I'd just sing to them. I already got a song picked out. I'm trolling away. Okay, they are trolling away, being douchebags on my chat. No. These were the earrings that I was about to find the post on. And of course, I got all distracted, but aren't these, so they're little clip-ons. Aren't these just the prettiest things ever? I wish you could truly see how gorgeous. I have my ears pierced like 7 times total, but these are marvelous. So I had these listed, and it was during the time I didn't take as many great pictures, but I really do quite well with some of the more, the vintage or some of the costume. But I wish I knew more about jewelry, because here's a perfect example of the stuff that I come across, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I ain't no fashionista here. But aren't they beautiful? Oh! Okay, no, Kim, can't keep everything. Can't keep everything. Truly, they're gorgeous. Oh, yay! You're gonna call her? As soon as you get into the car, you're calling Beth. Oh, that's awesome. I love her so much, and I wish that I could hop on her Wednesday lives. Maybe I will this week be able to, because I don't have my son. I don't know. I love everybody, but I really, really, really try hard to spend as much time as I can with my kids. And it seems that a lot of people live, well, further east. So it ends up, well, a lot of people that I kind of know, because then it's, they're going live at 5 or 6 or 7. And if I have my son, that's like almost impossible. I always think about Wade and don't tell nobody this, but on my New Year's resolution list, my bucket list is to be on Wade's Ventures. Maybe not right this week, but I think him and his wife, Ashley, are just the cutest thing. And every time I watch them, like it just, all of his interviews that he does. And that's how I actually found quite a few people that I know, is through him. That's how I found Todd, Flippin' Hustler, was. And then to know that he was so nervous really just like was amazing. Like how honest and organic he really is. Yeah, girl. Okay, sweetie, I have to head over to my live now. Okay, cool. Honey wants to start it soon, and I have to get it set up. See you tonight, Miss Kim. Did we figure? Oh, I guess I'll call Hip Flippin' Mama. Right on. That's cool. I probably, honestly, should wrap this up because I really should kind of smash out some pictures real fast. See, I always said that, and then I didn't take no pictures. Well, I took some pictures. But I got to chat with all you wonderful people, which is cool. Oh, wow. These little earrings sure take party photos. I mean, that is incredible. Look at that. Wowza. Beautiful. Just tell me what time I need to be there. My first live was on Katie and Vicky, and I was, I'm always terrified because I don't know. But you know what? I always try to remember that if people don't like me, then they don't have to watch me. Why would I want to try so hard to be somebody that I'm not? Like, or to everybody. It's you. I just can't do it. It just takes too much effort to try to, I don't know, dim the light. I'm not crazy all the time, I know when to sit back and be mindful and stuff like that. But I know I could probably work a lot better on listening more because I just start rambling on. And when I get nervous and I really, really talk like a lot. But I thought this was cool. I got this sometime December or something like that. I was going to give it to my kid. She didn't really like it. And then I realized that my big old noggin doesn't fit it, but it's Denver Nuggets. I like it because I like all the colors on it. It's a youth size, though, I'm pretty sure. But I should put it up. I mean, it didn't cost me much. 58 centimeters. See, this is... But I liked it. I liked it. My big head. It don't fit on my big head. It'd be perfect for I don't know, 10 or maybe 11-year-old. I think is probably what it would fit a little better. Ooh, and I gotta post my lady. I'm gonna end this live actually, but we're gonna end it on a great note. With the lady. Time's a clicking. Y'all better get to listing. That's not creepy. Oh, okay. I love you all. I need to go. It is 3 o'clock. And I need to do some things. I appreciate everybody watching. Really, you guys are amazing. Truly. Like, I am all smiles. And I have all of you to thank for that. Oh, girl, I got to give you a wrench before I leave. Girl. Wrench for you. Oh, Rosie, of course. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you so much. Apparently, I'll be chatting with a couple of you. I am going to get off my lap so I can maybe call Miss Hip Flip Mama. Have a wonderful day and toodaloo. Whoa! I was going to blow. Now you see me? No, you don't. End of the stream. Now you see me? End of the stream. Now you see me? Okay, for real. Bye. Adios. Farewell. Until we meet again. Adieu. Adieu.